34. Yes, thank you. I wanted to ask about recording. Hello, everyone. Today we will continue with our chart practice, and I'll tell you a little about the color in data visualization, especially in Excel and in data storytelling. Because as you could see in this simple example, we're using the color, and it's a really nice practice. So I'm not sure we will have time for all these charts. So maybe let's begin from theory. So I could just, don't worry about our limited timing. So let's a little theory part in the beginning. Okay, the color, beauty or effectiveness, yes. I'm not good with the colors myself. I'm drawing a little, but still it's always complicated for me to choose two nice colors that will look good together and with nice contrast, etc. And I am using the pre-made palettes from the internet, and it's a really nice life hack. Please, I recommend it. Still, I'll give you all guides I have for the color usage in data visualization and give you several links for more deep material, because we only touch a little this part of lection. Okay, so in data visualization, we are using three types of palettes. It's a quantitative one, when you just have a nice contrasted with each other colors that could help you to divide different types of data. So the contrast between them is the important part. Second one is a sequential palettes. It's from the lightest shade of one color to the darkest shade, same color. So you could use the color to code your data. So the lightest will be 0, the middle will be 30 or 50, and the darkest will be 100% or 60 or your maximum value. And we have divergent palettes. It's almost the same as a sequential, but we have like two of them together. And one is going, for example, from 0 to the left in minus zone. Other will go from 0 to the right in the positive zone. So it could be from minus 10 to the 0, who is white, to the plus 10. It's always using two nicely contrast colors like red and blue, violet and orange, and the shades of these colors. And in the middle it's often a white color, like a neutral element. So the anomalies are most important in these types of palette. So the rightest part are the leftist and the rightest. Okay, so how we use them in data visualization? For example, when you're making a simple pie chart or something, and you just have to divide your data with colors, with different colors. This is a qualitative color palettes, just the simplest. Just nice contrast. We don't need like two shades of light blue and two shades of pink here. It will be problematic for your audience to divide them. So the lesser, the better. Sometimes you should use 5 colors, but try to think about 2, 3 colors, no more. So it's always good overwhelm your audience. Sequential palettes, it's like a heat map. Nice example. When from the minimum value to maximum value, you could use the color in the table to help your audience see the anomalies, see the lowest, and see the maximum value. It's easy type. Divergent you could often see, for example, on maps like USA and their political stuff, like always blue and red and shades of these two colors. Or maybe temperature anomalies from cold, blue is cold, to red, who is hot, and like the white is something between them. Maybe it will be a comfortable temperature, maybe it will be around -0 by Celsius or something. So this is an example of usage of these types of palette. Of course, I will repeat it again. Don't try to use all colors. Try to think about what should I highlight, and do I really need many colors or many shades of colors? This nice example help you to see that when we have the table about with data about drugs and top 5 drugs, we could divide with color each number this rating. Or maybe we could just highlight the top 3 top 3 countries for each drug. It's a vertical column. And so the audience could easily see that a drug have like a big rank, many ones, many twos. For example, E or D are not so crucial. It's just they're not so popular, for example, not so dangerous, maybe. So you could easily see the important data, the tops. The same data as on the left, but here the color is just confusing us. Too many different colors. It doesn't help at all. So try to minimize. Next topic, that of course color has this as a meaning. It's not like just color. It's always have a little context together with it. When you could see like a red color, maybe it could be bad situation. It's a blood, it's some problem, it's a stop signal. But in some country, red is positive, nice, great, beautiful, lucky, etc. In other country, green is great, lucky, other, etc. It's a color of grass, color of money, and color of a go signal. So you should think about your audience and think which color, what will mean in their culture. For example, if you're creating a visualization for an international audience, or maybe Eastern or Western audience, or maybe for your organization, what the color means for you. Maybe you want to make data about woods, maybe it's okay to use green color. If you want to make data about Earth, maybe you could use brown color, because it's easy for people to connect the meaning of the data with the color of the data. And don't confuse them. Don't make the forest blue and the sea green. If you're showing a map, it will confuse anyone. So please just glue it to a context. It will help you to convey your message. Yes, some colors have this meaning sometimes. Black, red, dark orange, maybe deep pink. Sometimes they like have this negativity in there. But still we have a positive colors like green. It's like almost international. So if you're showing something bad with a green color, it will be like, yay, we have so many deaths. Please be careful with colors. Yes, this is the example. Elijah Mix make like a remaking of the chart about Iraq's bloody toll on the left. You could see this really bloody chart. It looks scary. It looks emotional, and you just, oh my God, it's so scary. There is death. There's so many blood, because there is the author used the emotions here. He used a bright color and the color of the blood. It's emotional. He used this title, bloody toll. It's already sounds awful. And you know, he inverted the bar chart to the down there, and it looks like blood spilling from the top. It looks scary, really horrifying. So Elijah remaked it. He just use the same data, just rotate it like 180 and degrees, and change the color and change the title and make the data natural. Sometimes you just need to show the data in natural context, and it's okay. So think about the color. Now you could think about the data. You could see the distribution, could see the situation. You're not horrified. You could just think and make your own decision about this data. It's a natural title, natural color. So remember about this feature. Also, there are many people in the world who have a limitation of their vision or some specific options with them, and they have problems to divide the most popular colors like blue, green, and red. So you could check special websites and special recommendation, because for you, it may be not so big trouble to change contrast a little, change a shade a little, but for your audience, it will be a big difference. They could see the difference between your data, and it will be easy for them to understand the data, especially when your audience is really big one, and the 1% of them will be like dozens and hundreds people. So I'll leave you the links about the data for colorblind readers. Also, there is a special website where you could check your visualization for this technique. Also, I'll leave you a link for the material by Lisa Charlotte Muth. She just collect everything about color in that visualization. She even write a book about it. So you could just check this really big guide if you need to understand the color. So I think it's important. But if you're not so deep into the color situation, we still work with Excel with simple tool. So let's cut and angles a little. Yes, there is color helpers. Some websites which help you with your legends, with your palettes, and they could be more complicated with some, wheel inside, with some many windows and buttons. And there is really easy, like color and balance. I love this one. He just give you a many nice and beautiful palettes, and you just have to find a nice contrast colors inside them for your data or for your style or maybe for your brand book in your company. So of course use it. If you couldn't make the colors for yourself, I couldn't make the colors for myself. It's impossible. I just couldn't understand the idea, the shades. So also in many companies they use guidelines about the color systems and some recommendations about chart creation. You could just copy their ideas, or maybe you could see how they're making these guidelines and try to make the guidelines for your company. It's a really big deal too. So especially The Economist, database guideline, cool one, and BBC chart cookbook. I love them. So use them. So because they have many professionals who are for years created charts and they know something about it, of course. Okay, let's go to the practice. For now, we will create several charts. No, this will be a next lesson. Maybe a little color practice. What to do? Okay. We have a big amount of time for now, so let's continue with the color practice. So we could a little like follow our material. This is a file for color theory practice. You could copy it. And let me open it too. I already have opened our pie chart stuff. But let's play a little with color, because I'll give you one or two examples and then recommend you to practice yourself. It's not so complicated. You have just to spend maybe 5 or 10, maybe 15 minutes if you will struggle with colors. Okay, here is an example of a complicated chart. As you could see, we have the bad story. Something is declining. It's yellow. It's like, oh my God, we have a declining. Orange, it's almost red. It's not so bright like red, but still negative. And we have a green story like, yay, great rise, we will have a bonus altogether. It's a green story and it's nice and interesting. You could try, and here is the two gray charts. So please try to make the same. We'll practice this chart today altogether, but here I don't want you to spend your time on the chart creation. I only want you to practice a little with the color and with the title. As you could see, we're creating nice titles at all our practice. Here's repeat bad story about Brooklyn and good story about this tea. Here and here. Please copy this file for yourself. Next one, bubble chart. Oh my God, bullet charts. I love them. And they're really nice to make stories too. We will practice them today. And then you will come here to practice them with a color. We will make one color on our chart practice, maybe a bad story. And please practice a good story and a natural story. Here is even example for you, so you don't have problems with the title. You could invent something really simple. Just please try to highlight your data with a color like this. A little connection. In the title, we don't need special color legend. Just highlight your data, highlight your label and title. Little connection. For bullet charts, it's good, bad, neutral. And for normalized bar chart, It's a complicated one. Here you should tell three story: good story, bad story, and natural story. And oh my God, it's not that example. And we need to tell about disliking and tell about liking a lot and something natural. You try to invent. As you could see, this task is more complicated than other. It's already not gray. It's just something in the middle, and you don't have so many notes here. Still, I hope you will spend your time on this a little. But for now, let's practice how to create this type of charts. And after you made it, you will play with the color. Yes, safe. Okay, let's return for our practice. I love the practice because I hope you will save your skill on the lips of your finger and you will remember it better. Okay, well, we finished with the pie chart. I like it. The table. You know, table is not like a really often type of data visualization because people think it's not a chart. It's a table. It's just a data. But still, sometimes the table is a nice type of data visualization of diagram that help you to send your message to audience. Sometimes you just couldn't use other type of diagram, so you will use table. Let's try to play with it a little. What we could do here. For example, as you could see, the digits here looks not so good. We don't have this little space between digits. In different countries, we have different types of space. Sometimes it's like 2 and 2 digits. Sometimes it's like 3 and 2. For example, in my settings, if I push this button, I will have 3 digits space, 2 digits, like 50,000. And after comma, I could see 2 more digits, and I want to remove them because there is no data there, only zeros. I'll push this button, and now my digits looks clean. They have the same size, but sometimes when your data is bigger, for example, like this, you could see that your digits became like a little bar charts, and the length of the digits became a data too. But now it's like a little boring data, not so interesting, but still what we will do more. Digits, it's a 1. Heading, I could select it and make it, for example, bold. A little highlighting, because this is the top level data. It's a little, the level of hierarchy here is a little higher than a plain numbers or text inside of table. Same time, you could use a color, something light, something like this. When you use color, you could remove boldness because it's like it could be too much, like a bright color, a boldness, a big type. So altogether, it will be too much for your readers. So boldness or big type or color background. Choose one. I'll choose boldness because I think it will look more clean. And later I will add more color to this table. For example, now, as you could see, my data looks plain. It's so hard to see the highest value as the minimum. And because I have months, I couldn't just sort my data, like from biggest to the lowest, and easy understand the situation, because then I'll block my order. It's a bad idea. So we could make something like, we could put into the table little bar chart. We could make it in the conditional formatting button. Let's go here. Here we have data bars. This one, it's a gradient fill. I'm not sure it's a good idea. I'll choose solid fill and just push it. I already have this. Okay, it's too bright for me, you know, it's covering my data and it's hard for me to read because it's black on the blue. It's not good color for the data. So I'm going to conditional formatting and managing rules. So I could fix my rule. Here is a list of rules. I have one. I'll just click twice. And here I could change a color. So let me choose maybe this light blue, apply. Good. Now it's easy for me. I could easily read the digits. And I could see that on the May, June, July, I have this decline. It's so easily to see now, but it was so hard to see before I used this color here. So this is the first technique. Of course, we could use different type of conditional formatting like color scales and other, but I won't recommend it here because, for example, this one is okay for heat maps, but not okay for normal. For normal table where you have your parameters in columns. It's better for matrix when you have one parameter on the X and the second parameter on the Y, like a chart, you know. So I'll recommend you other. I'll recommend you icon sets and shapes. For example, this. So what I'm thinking now, these shapes help you to highlight different types of data, like the biggest elements, the lowest elements, and the middle, like green, red, and yellow. I'll push this, and then again, I'm going to conditional formatting button and going to manage rules again. Here's my second rule. I will double clicking again. What I don't like here, as you could see, the value higher than 67% will be green. Okay. And the value lower than 33 will be red. Okay. And in the middle will be yellow. Nice. But I think it's too much, too many color for my situation. I don't want it. If the situation is good, then it's okay. I don't want to highlight it. If situation is warning a little problematic, I think it's okay too. I don't need to highlight it. But if I could see the problems, then I want to highlight the problem place. So I'll just declutter here. I don't need too many highlighting. I only need highlighting for dangerous months. So let me push OK. Okay. So as you could see now, I have highlighted the same 3 months. It's different data, but there was something strange in these summer months because both parameters was on declining and even in danger zone. So this is the simple tricks for table, which like more profitable than other tricks. Of course, you could use annotations, divergent palettes from green to yellow, like this one. Sometimes it could be useful, but as you could see, it's too much. It's so strange. I'll show you heat map later and tell you a little about this situation. So this is the table, and of course you could highlight, you could type the title too, like, oh my God, on summer month there was some trouble, and you could maybe change the color for these bars, like in red, maybe. You could even make a rule that will highlight them red. It's something like make more rules for this chart. So it's not like a storytelling type of chart. It's just a nice and clean table. It's a rare situation when you will use a table for data storytelling. Still, I showed you how to make it nice and clean. Let's go to scatterplot. Scatterplot, it's a complex analytical chart. We will use it mostly for data people, for statistic people, not for general audience, not for your CEO, not for your accountant people. But still, let's chat a little about it. I'll even open already pre-made charts to show you how it could be made, scatterplot. Yes. So there is 2 types of scatterplots, like just scatterplots, where you could see a little dots in your data. We could see x-axis, y-axis. X1 is horizontal, y-axis is vertical, and your data will be on the crossing of these 2 dots of the data, like for example, here. And the bubble chart, where we have third variable, size of the bubble, size of this dot. So it could be the same data, but with additional parameter inside. So let's try to make something like this. So each combination of these 3 dots is like one line of the data. We could have, for example, one more column here with the names of each dot, like this is Emily and her matrix, this is Andrew and his matrix, etc., etc. Sometimes we need it, but for now I'll just tell you how to make it, because it's a really complex diagram. And when we open insert menu, we could see here the scatter plot. This is it. Let's choose it. It looks not so beautiful. If something looks not so beautiful in the Excel, then maybe you should change a little the data inside your chart. That's why I've opened this one, because as you could see, I have my metric B as an Y, I have metric A as an X, and I want to show this data. If I have some troubles, let me check. Yes, metric C, I don't need it here. Let me fix this situation. No, and just remove this chart. I will choose only two metrics for now. Metric C we will use in bubble plot. Yes, now it looks better. If you, sometimes if it's broken, you could fix it in two ways. Switch row and column like this. Sometimes it could help you. If you see something strange with your data, this button on the top, or just delete it and create again. Third options, you could push right button and select the data. And here you will see all insideness of the chart. And on the left, you could see the legends. On the right, you could see horizontal categories, and you could add them. You could edit them and remove them. It's a little advanced level, but you could change the data, of course. With this click, you could just select different type of data. For example, this. And I will have a different type of chart, as you could see. And now it's B and C. For now, I return for this one. Yes. So what we could do here, this scatter plot by default has many problems. First problem, I just don't understand what's going on here because my axes don't have their titles. So let's go for the plus and add axis titles. For scatter plot, it's important to have axis titles. And who is it? Why you don't show me that this is a metric A or maybe it's a metric B? I have to investigate who is it. 60 and 70, okay. I think this is it. 60 is metric A. I'll just type it here. Sometimes Excel could help you with it, sometimes not. So just know where to fix it. It's a complicated type of chart and it has many problems, especially when you want to update your data. It's just could broke and don't work with you together. And you know, when you're working with pivot table, they just could tell you, you know, I won't create scatter plot for your data. Sorry. Just like that. It's really a strange situation. I don't know why. Just be ready to problems when you're working with scatter plot. Okay, we have our metrics. Maybe a scatter plot is the only chart where the grid could help you. So let's maybe, you could make it lighter, or you could remove vertical one or horizontal one. But sometimes you really need it because you couldn't mark each dot, because in scatter plot you often have really a big amount of dots. So it's a complicated chart. Let's use the color a little. For example, let me invent something. Oh my God, the anomaly detected, like in some horror movie about zombies. Yes, we have some anomaly. For example, this dot, we could select it with mouse and choose the, oh no, not line. Choose the, I'm going to home, yes, the fill. When we're working with dots and lines, it's often, as you could see, the strange options. Sometimes we could use this button. Sometimes we could use a button on the right. But for now, we don't have fill-in options here at all. So we're going on the top. Okay, let's use a bright red color, for example. Some anomaly. You could highlight, you could add data labels for data like this. It's not so interesting because it's for one axis, not for other. Better, I will type some text. I will add a line. No, I don't use line. I wanted, yes, for marker. Yes, I find options for marker. Here is it. It's a color, and I want a little, no line. Let me remove this one. No line here. We're going from marker menu and the solid line here. Yes, red one. I want to make my little dot fatter, to highlight it a little. Now I want to use, of course, color for the same technique. Maybe, maybe it's better to make gray all my data. Let me fix it. I'll make it gray. And I'll return the gray color to the marker. Only for this dot, again, red. I don't like this blue shades, blue border on this dot. I don't like it. Let me go here again. So try to remove everything that don't help you. Remove. Okay, looks clean. So I only want to highlight one dot. I want to tell a little story about this dot. What should I add more? I could insert some text box, and tell a little like dangers or something. Or maybe this is the data, the person, I don't know, local dangers. As you could see, our text by default have this ugly border too. No fill, no line. Basic options. And like this. Maybe I will need some little line, insert, shapes, little beautiful, like this. And the same red color. So when you want to tell a little story about your data, you could use this symbol technique. We will touch the storytelling technique tomorrow, but I will show a little for you today. So this is scatter plot. It's really hard to read. It's for analytical person. What you could see on this plot, you could see that the data have some correlations, like from the minor values of both metric to the maximum of both metric. We could just see some line, and you could add a trend line here, like this. Sometimes you could need this line for your story. You could change the properties of your line, the same here. Let's make it red. Maybe it's important. Maybe it's part of our story too. This is it. What about bubble plot? It's almost the same. Oh, I couldn't move it because of my storytelling parts. Let's choose all table, all three metrics. This is the power of scatter plot. You could put there not only two parameters like x and y axis, not only size of the bubble, like the third metric. You could even add the color, fourth metric, and the shape of your dot, fifth metric. It's too much, but still it's possible. So this type of chart could suggest 5 variables altogether. It will be really hard to read, but still, never do it. Use only size or only color. Use 2 or 3 variables, no more, please. Never. Okay, bubble. Insert here, and you could see bubble chart just created by button. Let me move it deeper. So it's the same. What we could change here. Again, we could play with color, with shades a little, but I just recommend you to play with titles. Oh, let me check my example. Yes, so it's nothing that they could tell you about this type of diagram, because we are using the third variable size, so we could see some dots are bigger than others. You could make some analytics here and highlight your point of view. But still, it's a rare situation when these diagrams could be useful with general audience. For analytical, yes. Next type of diagram, it's a combo. It's a popular type of chart, but I won't recommend it because it's hard to read. Again, this type of chart where we're trying to put several variables inside one chart. the variables of different level, of different size of itself. For example, percentage and profit, for example, percent of defects, and by month. You could make a plain table out of this data, or you could create the combo diagram. How to make it? Let's go again to the insert section. And again, we have a button. We have a button for this type of chart. This is it. Ew. Scary, yes? So let's choose one of them. Let's make it bigger. I'll reduce the type of this text a little, so I could push it closer. Oh, no. A little bigger still. So how we could play with this type of chart? Again, let's make it clean and beautiful. Like, first of all, one by one, legend. It's always on the bottom. Let's fix this situation. On the top. Grid lines. Let's remove them. Delete. We have two axes here. What's the idea of this chart? We are taking the bar chart. Here is the axis for bar chart on the left. And then we're just putting above these charts other charts with the legend, with the axis on the right, with the percentage, with the percent of defects. But now it's a line chart. So when we're putting one by one on other, we're trying to see some correlation, some interesting situation, some anomalies. It's really hard to read too, but this chart is often used, and I will tell you how to make it better, how to make it not so traumatic for your readers. We'll make it clean, like a clean bar chart. So I'll select these bars and make them fatter a little. Maybe like this. You know, the padding between them should be lesser than the width of the bar. Okay, I think it's okay. Let's change the color. Blue color, it's a nice color, but not when we have several colors. I'll still recommend always use a shades of gray when you're not sure what type of story you should tell. Okay, maybe not too bright gray, not too light gray, something like in the middle. And we have this percent of defection. What to do with it? And select this line. I think it's important. And you know, when I don't want to see data labels on my bars because it will be too cluttered, I want to see data labels on my line. Of course, in any situation, you have to choose which data is more important. I think that the facts are important. That's why I will make them brighter, bigger, and I will add data labels only to them. Let me make it on the top, for example, center, left, above, below, above. I think now it looks better. I want to make fatter the line. Where is it? Line. Fatter, nice and fat line. I will select, and now important part. When you have several lines or several rows of data, your data labels should be the color of your data. This is important, so anyone could easily understand where and which data labels are. So now I will color them. I will make them bold, so it will be easy to read them, and I will make them bright orange. It looks too light. Sometimes, because they're thin, the digits are thinner than line or than bar, they could be lighter. They could seem lighter than they are. So just choose darker shade of orange, a little trick. Yes, maybe there's not the same color code, but it will seem so. I think it's not so good, not so easy to read because of this. Gray is too gray. Let's make them lighter. We have many problems and we have to fix them this way or another. So always think, what should I do? What could I do to make my data cleaner, to make my chart more visible? For example, you could see that the 3 isn't reading well. Just drag it here. You will spend 1 second, but the data will be cleaner and better. This is the minor things, but because you're working with, I will remove this ugly little gray line. Yes, I will remove it. I will remove it. Where is it? Oh no, I missed. Where is it? Help. Label options. Yes. Show legend leader line. Remove. Now I think it's clean, but because I've added the data labels for my line chart, I could remove this legend, this axis, because I don't need it. I already have all my digits on the screen. No one will just, oh my God, it's what is mean? Let me check this on the axis. Oh my God, it's 5%. Nice. No one will do it. So I don't need this element here. And I will be like, okay, let's delete it. Whoopsie. That's why we don't have to delete this, but we could color it with the right color and no one will see it. Little trick. This axis, it's for gray bars. So we should just make them gray too. It's already gray. Just use the proper shade of gray so it will be visible and it will be like in connection with your bar. Maybe you could make it bold, maybe not. So now it looks like nice and proper combo chart. We have a legend, we have a title. Of course, we could make title bigger. And let's add a little storytelling here. For example, last 3 months. We had our, oh, I think it's a percent of defects. Last 3 months. It has to be positive story, sorry. Our percent of defection is declining. Great. Again, it's a positive, no, I won't make it bold. It's a positive title, so maybe let's choose other color. If this story is so good now, maybe we should color it with green, with bright color, maybe. Think about it. Always think about how you could help your audience to understand the message, to understand the idea. Maybe it will be brighter and like more positive, and let's have a bonus, everyone, maybe. So defection is declining. I could color it with a green too and make it bold, for example. So now it's like percent of defection and declining is all together. Maybe you could show this story like this. Maybe you could tell about last 3 months. So this will be our story. You could make the line dark green, dark gray, and to highlight with green only this part, these 3 dots and the line between them, and make this element, this text green. It will be a little different story, but still okay. So this is a combo chart. What you have to remember, data labels are really important. Axis are really important. Highlight important stuff always, because when you have too many data, you have 2 rows of data, not one, like a simple bar chart and line chart. 2. It's too much. It's often too much. So you could even use more gray, more light shade of gray. It will be more beautiful, but still understandable. That's it. Heat map. Heat map. It's a good for analytical story. Conclusion should be named. Tell us about. Sorry, I'm reading chat. I saw some message here about a conclusion of graph, but should we name the graph as a production versus defect? When we are naming the graph as production versus defect, it's not a storytelling. It's just a natural title. Of course, the create natural title, it's not so interesting. It's so like it's a simple element. You're just describing your data. But for presentation and for conveying your message to audience, it's better to use like a speaking title, titles that highlighted the idea, the final message, the insight, not just, I will show you my data, watch my data, and your reader just said, and what, okay, this is your data. So please highlight the message, the insight, the problem, or maybe the answer to everyone's question. It's important. Oh, heat map. A nice example of heat map table and is a temperature table. Oh, for example, I'll just select all the data here and using conditional formatting, color scales, and I will add, as you could see here, from blue to red and from red to blue options. I have the minus 0 minus in Celsius and plus temperature in Celsius. And of course, the plus is hotter than minus. So I will choose the hotter will be plus, then hotter will be minus. It's somehow. Okay, hotness is red because of Sahara, because of sun, because of, I don't know. And because the ice are bluish, cold will be blue too. I think it's a normal context for everyone on our planet. I'm not so sure, but still, I think it's more normal. I will reduce my title for dark gray. I don't want it to be with some colors. Not important, like this. So, and even I don't like this blue. It's from outer table, some bluish shade. I want to make it black, please. No, you don't want help me to make it black somehow. Okay. So I could see a heat map is great when you want to show anomalies, like the really hottest month, really coldest month, and in different regions. It's a divide from a simple table that you have two variables, not many variables, each variable for a column. One variable for the columns and one variable for the rows, regions and month. So like month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. Not parameter A, percent of something, etc., names of someone. So it's one variable that converted to the columns. In this situation, you could see something interesting in this table, and you could use them for storytelling if you will make a nice title for them. Like you could again highlight, type something like, oh my God, in Russia, let me make it subtitle, for example. I'm just inventing. For example, this will be a subtitle, and the title will be nice and black, bold and big, and will be about Julie and June are most June are the most hottest. It sounds awful. Are the hottest month in the months in Russia, for example. And maybe I will highlight hottest with some color, like red, if I want to highlight the idea. Somehow we have this connection. Maybe I should choose a different shade of reds of this color. So maybe it's often could be used because we have color here, we have blue, we have red, and you could highlight the color you need. For example, we could change the bluish shade, manage rules. We're going here. As you could see, you could change these colors, and I will use gray. And it's like I wanted to tell you only about red story. I don't need this type of some gray story. It's not interesting, but the red one is great. And of course, you should remove this ugly blue text. I think it's because of some strange, table formatting. Ugly. Okay, I leave this one because it has black digits. This is an example. And of course, you could use it. You could maybe make a more compact. You could use it, especially if you don't have month or you have other type of variable, it will be better. Some models, some managers, it will be interesting to highlight some anomaly, some correlation. If scatter plot is too much for you, because it's like too much for general audience, heat map could show the same data, but in more adequate way. But it's better working not with digits, like it's digits here, metric A and B, but with texts. As you could see, this is the names inside variable. Regions are names and months are names too. Okay, let's go for the next slope graph. It's an interesting type of graph because when we are making it, it's like a line chart, but we're showing only the first dot and the last dot and making a montage. and cut everything inside it and showing only the changing via years, via all years. How to make it? Just making a line chart. Think I will select. I don't remember, should I select the name of product? Okay, we will fix it later. If something. Let's make line chart. The basic of this is line chart. It looks bad, but still let's try to make it better. As you could see, he want to make from my product data the X label, but it's awful idea because we don't make a line chart for categories, never. I want to change it. I want to make 4 lines for each product, but to make only 2 dots on X axis. Let's try to play a little with changing select data button. What's going on here? Let's switch it. Yay! Switch button worked. Easy. It's nothing so easy and not always so easy, but still that's what I want. Now we have 4 lines, a ugly legend on the end and 2 strange dots. Let me fix somehow. I want my years to be here, not just dots. I think I could change it. Where could I change it? Format axis, labels. Somewhere I could just choose my choose any data for these labels. Let me look for it if I found it somewhere. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I will spend too much time on it. I'll just delete it for now. And I could just type by hand my 2013 and 2020 year. And I will just delete. No, I will delete my legend later because I will forget who is here, who is who. I will put my legend on the top for now. I'll delete grid. I'll delete. I think I'm not so sure. I'll leave it for now. Yes, because when you delete everything, it will be a scary story. I will add the text block. Sometimes we should just do something. It will be my 1 year, Control C and Control V. You could use this data, of course, just it will be too long for me to look for it now. You could change a little this axis because, as you could see, something strange with my position of my data. It's too narrow. Let me make it more beautiful. We could select the range of the axis. Where is it? I think axis options, minimum and maximum. So I don't need 10, 20, 30. Let's begin from 30. But if your data will be changing, you have to fix it. Or you have to remember. Again, let's try with 40. I think now it's better. Hey, please give me Control X, Control V. Yes. I want to put it like, on the outer space, not inside the chart. I think it looks better. Because it's text, I could make anything with it and put it anywhere. I hope it's aligned well. Let me remove this one. Okay, now, as you could see, we have this legend. It's awful, and we have to remove it, and we have type with hands names of our charts. We need a slope graph in the situation when we want to highlight the changing into this period for these 5 or 6 years. And yes, I have to type by hand the names of these titles again. The gray one is Wach Bakri. I think the T is like a little duplication. I'll just copy this name. I will make it great. Great. Okay, this one. Control C, Control V. Orange one. It's better to make a nice alignment by the right. I made it so it look beautiful. Orange one is a blue bond. Let's copy it. I think I don't need these elements too. Delete everything you could. Blue bond. Maybe I'll we have only one blue bond here, so I'll make it a little more compact for now. Who is next? Blue Taj Mahal. Oh no, Control C, Control V. It's a complicated type of chart, not so popular, but still you could easily make it in Excel, and you should do it in Excel. There are not so many tools where you could do it easily. Maybe Tableau could help you. Okay, yellow is a Tetley Premium. Again, I should copy the block first of all and text later. You could show the data label, and now I could remove the legend. Yay. Oh no, I have to move it again. You could show the data labels and you could show the marks for these lines. I want data labels like this. And maybe, oh no, maybe that's all. Data labels. Somehow I love, marks, little marks. Yeah, markers. I want to see this nice little rounds on the ends with line, with fill. What? Yes, solid fill. Where is it? Yeah, yes, marker options. Build in, make it round, make it fat and nice. Why? I want there will be many little rounds. Okay, I should repeat this element for each block. It's kind of boring. So I just showed how to make it. Please repeat it later when you have time. And data labels, of course, make it visible, make it nice and clean. You could put it to the right, for example, like this. And remove this ugly label lines. Hate them. Label lines. It said that I couldn't make all settings together. Maybe at some other menu. Okay. You could remove some part of data, but here I think it's important. You could put it under the name, for example. It looks beautiful. And of course, use the color, highlight important stuff. What we could do here, we could highlight the good story and highlight the bad story. You have this practice in the color section. So let's make one of them because we have not so many time. And I will use gray for all lines. And I will use red for the fallen, for decline and Rubon like. It's a sad story. Oh my God, what's going on here? Let's make it bright. Not here. Line, solid line, red, or maybe orange. So I will highlight Brugmont data label with the red, maybe digits 2, like this. And of course, marks, I won't spend the time on it now. And the title, I will make it nice and big and type something like, oh my God, Brugmont have some problems with sales via 5 years. Maybe we should change marketing policy. Maybe we should change something. Maybe we should just stop stop trying. So let's change the marketing policy strategy G with the Brugmont label. Something like this. And we could highlight, for example, only Brugmont part with red. So we will connect the title you. Always moved ugly. You should fix it, of course. So you should connect your title with your chart. It's declining, you could see easily. And don't forget about this text. This year, we need them here. So this is and remove lines and fill from all elements. Now you could make a beautiful screenshot from it and put it somewhere in the presentation. Or you could make like save, let me select it. Make nice selection and save the chart. Yes, this is it. Where is save? Save as a picture. You could save this chart as a picture, but if you change the format to the SVG, you could make it better and change in Figma, for example. Figma is a free tool for vector graphic. So you could just put your SVG file there and change types, sizes of type, colors, and even elements. Remember about this option. It's only in the last version of Excel, but many last version. And of course, you could change only just as a PNG. But if you save it from this interface, you will lose these options. So if you want to continue to work with your chart in some other tool, in PowerPoint, in Figma, you could continue with this beautification, with this text put-in and storytelling technique at that tool. It's not so important. From Excel, you just need the data, the position, the digits, types, and the titles you could make at any other place. So this is the slope graph. He's showing the changing when you have many categories, many lines, but only 2 dots of time period. That's it. I'm not sure we have time for beautiful waterfall or tree map or bullet chart or maybe normalized bar chart. Maybe on the tomorrow session, we will continue with them if we have time. I will be more compact with my speaking. So see you tomorrow. And I think we will continue with practice and finish this stuff. And I will tell you more about storytelling and the tricks.